So we wanted to start with a video, but it doesn't work in here, and I'm sorry. So this is just a little slide of Emicida. You all, the Brazilians in the room, all know Emicida. And, but what my main focus on it is really having Emicida be known through his words by the rest of the world. And you know, my belief is that everybody can understand the value of his writing when they see the lyric translations. Okay, sorry, let me go back. Well, it's not all there. But you can listen to this on Vimeo or Gloriosa, Emicida, and I really hope that everybody in the room who's Anglophone or non-Lusophone actually listens to this song and reads it on Vimeo with the lyric translations. Dream Millionaire, that's the song. I've learned in my travels from the Aboriginal, oh, wait a second, the next, Ronnie, could you do the next speech, Rio speech slide? I'm going to actually have my own speech up there at the same time, so you can kind of read and listen to the translations. Ronnie? The Rio speech one? The doc, Rio speech doc? Please. So yeah, this way the people who don't understand English very well can also read it at the same time as it's being translated by the translators. But I guess he doesn't have it in there yet. No, wrong one. That's the PowerPoint. The other one, please. Do you have the other one, Rio speech doc, 9/16/15? This is the translation issues. Do you have it? Ronnie? Is it? Okay, thanks, 1 minute. You know what, I'll start talking and then we'll catch up with the visuals here in a second. He's got it, he's getting it. Okay, so I've learned in my travels from the Aboriginal people in Australia to first give thanks to where I am and to why I am, where we are and why we are. Be here now and be grateful for the history, the music, however it may look. You know what, this isn't really working. No, here it is, okay. So Rio, where the people living here before January of 1500 AD, when Rio got its Euro name, River of January, explorers and then colonialists landed, including reportedly Amerigo, Mr. America Vespucci, not from America. These natives of this land spoke many, over 20 languages, and had, I can only imagine, their own amazing songs and culture. Oh, it's a little bit funky here. You know what? I'm going to forget the speech there and just say it. These natives of this land spoke many, over 20 languages, and had, I can only imagine, their own amazing songs and culture. So did the people on the ships arriving. Many of these native communities were decimated over the ensuing conflicts between those who supported the French and those who supported the Portuguese. I'm no historian, only quickie wiki, and can't do any justice to the next 500 plus years. Well, that's still not working. All right, well, whatever. Building the 18th largest metro area in the world by population, including some years in the 19th century with Rio here as the capital of the entire worldwide Lusitanian Empire, also responsible for over 38% of the slave trade, and also in the 3+ centuries with, I believe, the largest slave and most recent slave influx of any city in the world. Marfa, the African Holocaust, also building Rio, which now headquarters both Petrobras and Grupo Globo, Som Livre, and the ABMI. Rio is an amazing and beautiful, almost mystical and mythical city, one of the natural wonders of the world. To many in the world, a bucket list destination. For many reasons, girl from Ipanema, and I'm very happy to be here with you all, girls and boys from and in or near Ipanema, in our own music community, RIO MUSIC BUZZ 2015. We are all lucky to be here now in our own ABMI and global music tribe or community. Label owners, executives, artists, managers, publishers, writers, music business consultants, I was one of the first of those, DSPs, digital distributors, app companies, platforms, collective rights societies, organizations, music lovers and music livers. Who partied too much last night for their livers? Not me. Thank you, ABMI, Luciana, Thomas, and all the ABMI members here for creating RIO MUSIC BUZZ, from the great Brazilian music, ancient to the future, which and where, through our own dreams and efforts, we are all co-creating best paths forward. Some of our own indigenous people's ideas say every action here and now influences the next 7 generations, and that we need to walk a mile in the other's moccasins, in your shoes, to understand and to truly communicate. So let's all do the best we can to lead and to have our iconic composers, authors, and musicians with something to say be heard and be understood by ourselves and our families, in our homes, our favela, our neighborhood. And if one can write and sing powerful songs, have them heard and understood around the globe, perhaps even around the solar system and beyond, space is the place. Sun Ra. That's what my work and mission with LyricFind, exhibiting legal lyrics, letras, parole, and soon lyric translations, is all about. It's also what my work with Brazil Music and Arts, Brazil Music Exchange, and Apex, how I met many of you over the past 4+ years, and some maybe 30 years, has been about, and what my work with all my partners and clients, including Sync Summit, a partner of RIO MUSIC BUZZ, Heaven 11, Altafante.music, Song Trader, Canadian Music Week, Vinyl, Mercado, iCusic, and even my friendship with RIO MUSIC BUZZ and ABMI has been all about. It's about do the next right thing. It's about I belong to the blank generation. I can take it or leave any time. Now, right now, it's about the times they are changing, and about Dream Millionaire. It's really what has informed all my vision and work in the music industry over the past 40+ years, since the first concert I promoted in high school, where I knew most, if not all, of the lyrics from that artist before I booked the band. For a committee I was on to promote Harmony, where there were rivalries and fights between our town's 3 high schools. And during my college years, where I helped bring many classic artists from many genres to my place, my school, my friends, and to, like we all do every day, to others that we may never know. Thanks much, especially on the week of a high holiday we did not celebrate at my home, to my parents. Where is that? To my parents, who had what was at that time a broad and big record collection, nothing compared to this now, our phones, and an interest and love for people, social justice, the world, and for all that meant in music, including Brazilian music, coming from behind the walls of the dictatorship, coming from oppression towards freedom. We shall overcome. This land is your land. This guitar kills fascists. Woody Guthrie. Keep playing that rock and roll. Got to keep playing that rock and roll. Save the planet. You can save the planet. That was Edgar Winter, my first concert, a Texas blues albino singer-songwriter. And all of your great songs, your letras, Jobim, Gilles, everybody. Tudo bem? It's a question and affirmation and reflects the culture and music of Brazil with beijos and abraços and incredible lyrics that for this dumb American who does not understand the lyrics of Brazilian music is why I'm working with all my friends, partners, and my community around the world to transmit music and all good tudo bom and som globally. How to do that? What the fuck? Laugh out loud. There is no globalization without localization. We have all the world's songs at our fingertips and our phones. E.T., phone home. We will also have all the world's lyrics in our eyesight and all the world's lyric translations in the palms of our hand. In Italy, one time in the early 80s, negotiating, as it were, an impromptu contract after I caught a promoter recording the concert against the terms of the agreement, I learned an Italian expression. My Italian was about as non-existent as my Portuguese now. Obrigado. Which was, I have the knife by the handle. Leverage, Italian translation style. Our expressions truly do express our culture. My culture. Never say that there is only death for you. Leaden skies may be concealing days of blue. One song of the Jewish soldiers in Warsaw that we used to sing in Yiddish and English, lyric translations on Passover, a freedom from oppression holiday that my family did and still does celebrate. Go Down Moses, Way Down in Egypt's Land, a song the black Americans also used for their fight to overcome American slavery and segregation. From Mardi Gras, Carnival, to Martin Luther King, and current hip-hop and social realities. As you know, instrumental music is right now the only truly universal music. Soon, songs with words from any language in every culture, even disappeared cultures and languages, like the disappeared people around the world, like the disappeared tribes in Rio in 1520 AD, or in 2015, will or can become universal too. Thanks to technology and to change, both things very scary to many people. Overwhelming inertia, overcoming inertia, change. Think out of the box, solve problems most people have no idea that even exist, and problems that everyone knows exist. Meet people, make alliances, make love, not war, and make connections everywhere we are. Enroll people in our visions everywhere we travel, import and export, trade, work, use and actually become social networks. Our songs are our data, and we need to be able to understand the songs and the words to better understand ourselves and the world and places we inhabit, and to communicate with and to influence others to become dream millionaires. I'm a music, now defined as a music tech person, as in this era of transition from the analog, the natural as it were, to the numeric, to binary, ones and zeros. As we know, content commerce has shifted from a product to a service. We have 3 to 4 billion newly connected human beings and potential music listeners and consumers, mostly non-Anglophone, in emerging and in developing markets, on mobile phones, coming out of poverty in big cities and in jungles and deserts, which presents distribution, publishing, licensing, data crunching, localization, royalty accounting and collection, and metadata challenges we're speaking about at all music conferences. And we have the greatest, where is it? We have the greatest opportunity ever, ubiquity, for music and related businesses, and for fans, writers, and artists, and for effective communication, even across languages. Thank you to our wonderful, we pray, translators here and now, with monetization of our IP, our songs, copyrights, and my own little speech. Like Bob Lefsetz, the most well-known music blogger, who had a good post yesterday via Music Alley, thanks to Steve here, Mayal, on curation and music discovery platforms. And like most of us in this room, obviously I'm also a lyric person. And while I also love and have worked with some great instrumental music, and of course love melodies, harmonies, and rhythms, I really do appreciate lyrics and songs. Live at shows, I'm almost always cupping my ears to get the words in the mid-range. In the intimate showcase party last night, thanks to the artists, especially Beatrice Mason, who put it on, and to Jennifer Newman Sharp and Women in Music, ABMI, who jumped in to sponsor it, I didn't need to cut my ear. But I would have loved to have understood the letras and songs of Pedro, Joe, and Clara next year. As you may know, lyrics are generally the #1 search term in almost every country since search has been counted. From the cavemen, the troubadours, fools and minstrels' time, from 1500 until now and way back and far into the future, I hope, lyrics color and inform everything, from the sacred to the profane, profound to silly, history to future think, jokes to politics, sex to religion, the themes of our lives, family, love, death, fun, spirit, community, communication, choices, actions, and often move us into other realms like dancing, thinking, romance, evolution, and revolution, and into films, TV, internet, advertising, games, politics, even war and peace, and reproducing the species. All music, even, especially, funk karaoke. About 11 years ago, I was appointed to run the European Music and the French Music Export Office in the US. Before accepting these roles, I knew that while increasing import-export trade was relatively easy, I had helped to do that professionally before, as Luciana said, with the Gypsy Kings, Fela Kuti, Zombie, James Brown, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, I Got Ants in My Pants and I Needs to Dance, REM, Losing My Religion, Suzanne Vega, They Only Hit You Until You Cry, and many other international artists and labels from various genres. The big challenge and opportunity here was language. Americans don't generally speak French or other languages. However, I believed that with the web, crowdsourcing translations and information, also with the copyleft meets copyright world, this hurdle could be overcome, and music, like films, could have subtitles or legal lyric translations, even dubbing technologies. Bob Marley's voice singing in Portuguese, dubbed and maybe duet by Gilberto Gil. This is possible, and it's going to be happening in the next few years. At that point, my own personal mission was clear to me. So for the past 11 years, I've been advocating and working with music and tech companies, societies, publishers, DSPs, conferences, meetings, and for most of the past 5 years with LyricFind to help make this revolution happen legally. It is happening now. Finally, Shazam, Deezer, Amazon, YouTube, and many other services, the Dream Millionaire thing was on Vimeo, are exhibiting and monetizing legal lyrics worldwide, closing down or changing over to legal all the unauthorized platforms and setting up, exhibiting, like on Vimeo and YouTube, and starting to monetize legal lyric translations or music with subtitles. LyricFind, my current, almost full-time focus and mission, is also about 11 years old. I will soon give a very brief PowerPoint presentation of our business with the stated intention to have all of you, every single one of you, those in the back row and those in the other room, especially ABMI and the music publishers or PRO executives, listen up, UBAM, ECAD, UBC, Abramus, and the other 7 PROs here, and the songwriters and the artists to actually begin to engage with us at LyricFind or engage with us here in Brazil. With Trattori now, LyricFind's first Brazilian digital lyric rights aggregator, or with Altifante coming soon to Brazil, another digital rights aggregator for LyricFind. And publishing companies here like Sony ATV, Warner Chappell, Universal Music Group, Cobalt and Peer, who already do license us their lyric catalogs to us for worldwide distribution, we hope can please intensify their efforts with LyricFind to get their lyrics and soon lyric translations exhibited and monetized worldwide, however difficult that is to do. It is mission critical, not my mission, but the mission of those here born or who choose to communicate to the world, to people, through songs. Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Communication, Ministry of Tourism. We know your budgets here were just cut drastically, but please, this is a mission to increase ROI of Brazil substantially and significantly. What is especially important in Brazil is to please to help us get all, or at least the critical 90% of the independent domestic Brazilian publishers' repertoire licensed, and all the UBE members, and all the ABMI members, and all the Trattori, CD Baby, sorry, 1RPM, eMusica, Orchard, Believe, or other digital distributors here, Altafante, songs licensed, so that we have the critical mass to legalize and to end lyric piracy in this Brazilian Lusophone and in every region, as we have effectively done in North America, and to increase earnings for the entire music ecosystem. Please remember that though the income generated, through LyricFind is only a part, a much smaller part of the income generated through lyrics, generally half of all music publishing revenue, than through our own legal lyric digital exhibition. For example, Shazam is the #1 affiliate of sales for iTunes, and when Shazam exhibits lyrics, iTunes sales go way up. When they exhibit lyric translations from the Brazilian music, iTunes sales are going to go way up. Similarly, when lyrics are shown synchronized with the music in Deezer, here in Brazil, everyone listens and engages. Much longer and much more income is generated to the publishers and songwriters and to the master track owners, labels, distributors, producers, and the artists. Lyric exhibition drives performance royalties on radio and TV, on web, YouTube, and other lyric videos, mechanical royalties on sales, interactive and neighboring rights royalties for song and master owners, and also increases sync placements, karaoke income, searches, engagement with the fan, and even concert ticket sales and merch or concert bookings, like me and my first promoted concert, as we, the fans and the music business people in this room, know the words to the songs and sing them, dance them, and live them, and come with our tribes created by lyrics and music to the concerts. Letras, like letters, communication. We do have over 2,000 publishers, including some of the bigger ones like BMG Rights now, licensed with the lyric rights, including monetizing legal lyric translation worldwide. So I hope that the organizations represented here, publishers, writers, labels who control publishing, and ABMI also join the initiative so that the numbers in Brazil and around the world keep going up for music communication. The NMPA, National Music Publishers Association in the US, like UBAME here in 2014, said they earned a bit less than 20% of their total income, which was over $2 billion from lyrics. That includes karaoke, sheet music, etc., of course, other usages, and a bit less than 25% for syncs, but which also include lyrics in terms of search and everything. But lyrics are even more important as mechanicals. Income from sales of music, as music's now a service rather than a product, declines substantially. Imagine all the people living for today, Strawberry Fields Forever, songs, letras, like ideas and social action. Martin Luther King, JFK, Che, the US freedom fighters, and others in Brazil, Russia, China, India, and Africa have gotten leaders like John Lennon killed, with many others, almost Bob Marley. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. And almost Nelson Mandela, our heroes, taking the heat, living and dying for their ideas, their songs, their letras, their struggles, their people, and for the world. We have all this to give right here and right now to all the 7 billion people connected by phones. 1 degree of separation. in all languages throughout the world. Nice job, and we all get to do it, for all. Service, that's my commitment. Surely yours too, as you are my community, my tribe, and you wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for service and music. So now I'll get to the point, to where we are now, and get to the business. Robert Singerman, I can only imagine some of you thinking on LyricFind. So Ronnie, if you can please show the LyricFind PowerPoint slides, please. Cue it up. Oh, Ronnie. Thank you. Okay, here we are. We're largest licensed, vetted, focused company, B2B company for lyrics. These are some of our partners and publishers. We have all the majors, all the big independents. We need the Brazilian domestic repertoire to compete with the illegal sites in Brazil and generate income for you and all your businesses. Our clients, you can see Pandora, Deezer, Amazon, Universal's a client, Wikia. We have over 150 clients. The online lyrics market, web display, downloads, devices. We have HTC as a client who shows lyrics. Subscription model, mobile, cable music, automotive, discovery, hardware, physical goods, translations, and more. We have over 4,000 licensed music publishers. We have worldwide licenses from all the majors and big companies. This many tracks available, 2.5 to 3.5 million. I think it's over 4 now per territory. Lyrics search. Again, lyrics are the #1 search term on the internet. Think about what the #1 search term on Google is worth. Profanity filter, lyric synchronization, detailed royalty reports, dashboard submission tools so the publishers, the societies can submit straight through the dashboard. We've paid out millions of dollars to publishers in 2014. Our forecast is over $10 million paid out to publishers by 2017. In Brazil, there's many clients, and it's a high potential market. But in Brazil, right now, lyric usage is generally unlicensed and non-monetized, with a few exceptions. Lyric translations, 100% unlicensed and non-monetized in the world, 100%. And most of the lyric search is cross-lingual. We've enforced and shut down many illegal sites in North America. Like I said, right now it's about 100% legal in North America. This is the estimated potential lyric revenue pie at lyric full legal penetration, about $200 million a year. My belief is that with lyric translations, it could be 100 times that amount of money, not through LyricFind, but for the whole music ecosystem. Amacita could be a star in America, and should be. It says worldwide coverage, but actually right now we only cover 30 territories for our clients, including Brazil, because of technology. Next year, it's going to be worldwide. We're moving to about 75 countries in the beginning of the year, and by the end of the year, it'll be probably 190 countries or something. So this is how it looks on Pandora. Actually, Pandora is a good case. Pandora could actually come to Brazil. Elizabeth Moody, who runs YouTube, she used to run YouTube, now she runs Pandora, knows how important a market Brazil is. But they have to actually get a lot of things in place before they're here. Metro Lyrics, it's the largest lyric website. Before it was illegal, now it's legal. Deezer, Shazam. This is what the chairman of Shazam said. So right now we have no user-generated content of lyrics. The ultimate way of lyric translations is vetted user-generated content through sources like Wikipedia or Wikia. We can add, edit, block, and block lyrics from the publishers. There's attribution to everything, which means every time the lyrics are shown, the writers are shown, the publishers are shown. Big problem with digital music, lack of credits. Versatile reporting abilities, exposure of music to the world, legal lyric translations, and as I was saying before, the ancillary income, which is probably way more than twice what we pay, of sales, listens, engagements with the audience. These are the rights that we request: search, display, create, store lyrics, synchronization, line by line to streaming. It's not karaoke, although people, of course, can sing and do sing. Cross-platform, web, mobile device, all digital, permanent downloads of the lyrics and sub-licensing. The deal is very simple. We have the same deal with the majors as we do with the independent publishers. It's a 50% net revenue share minus what the digital distributor or the PRO commissions. We report and pay through the PRO, not yet any PRO in Brazil. I remember I worked with a BMA also, Brazil Music Exchange. This is the biggest deal I could bring to Brazil of any deal in the world, and we still don't have a deal yet. Trattori was the first, and there'll be more. Quarterly reports, payments, territory by territory globally, and you can ask me any questions later or email me them. So I have a question now. Why was Japan the #2 market in the world for any language's music besides Japanese? It was #1, of course, with Japanese. It's because they always translated all the lyrics and all the liner notes of all their albums and CDs. It was the #2 market in the world of Brazilian music, always, because they did that. That's also the reason international music was about 60% of the sales at the time, well more than the Japanese domestic music. That's possible with Brazilian music worldwide with lyric translations, generating a much larger market share in countries like China, Korea, Russia. If China sold 60% international music with lyric translations, as is about the peer-to-peer illegal numbers, imagine that business with 1.4 billion people. India, too, soon over 1 billion people and more young people than anywhere else in the world. No globalization without localization and contextualization. If we can't understand it, we can't understand it. We're not likely to be moved too much. So you've heard my passionate rationale for legal lyric translations, giving music subtitles. Think about film and television without subtitles and dubbing. There'd be no international film or television without subtitles or dubbing, which John Pareles in the New York Times, the music part of it, called World Pop Utopia. And when Pedro Salmarias and Tiago Amud from Rio and Tiago de Mello in New York had their lyrics in English behind them on the stage of the best club in New York, he quoted the lyrics, and all the gringos could not actually understand the songs. When Beatrice actually sang lyrics of Jobim at Womex one year for me and translated, we could understand Jobim. So that's legal lyric translation.